Hey, it's the Bad Millennial podcast, and we're back with episode 21, part two of Trevor's episode on love and relationships in LA. But first, I have to ask, have you watched part one? If not, you need to go back and watch all of it. It's on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your favorite podcasts, which includes mine. So definitely go back and listen to part one if you haven't already. And if you have, go ahead and press play and enjoy the rest of part two. So we heard a lot of your red flags. I kind of
hmm
wonder, what are your green flags? Because,
hmm
there's a lot of red flags out here that people could be like, this is terrible. But like, I want to hear like what positive things you like in
hmm
women when you're trying to go out with them or make it into something more than just friends or a one
Yeah.
date.
Yeah, totally. Well, green flags for me, totally. First, I think one of the first things that usually pops up to me is like awareness, self-awareness. Like that's what changed my life, and self-awareness and spirituality. Those are the things that changed my life. So anytime, regardless if it's dating or not, whenever I meet someone that showcases some type of self-awareness or accountability or spirituality, I tend to gravitate to often. And regardless, again, if it's romantic or not. But usually I see that as a green flag. So one of the girls that I am dating right now, every time we hang out, it's just like butterfly. I don't want to say butterflies. Maybe that's not the right word, but it definitely is like
Oh
sparkles
no.
where, and she's actually American. And she was telling me a work story, like something that's happening at work. And as I'm listening to her story, I'm able to dissect and hear her talk about the perspective of like trying to be mindful of her coworkers, but also trying to still accomplish her own goals and how she was able to separate the thinking, the behavior, and how she's telling the story. I was locked in her story. I was locked in because I'm just like, whoa, this is so impressive. Like you see, you're looking at yourself from outside looking in, and I felt proud of her. And so I told her, I'm like, yo, I know this is our first time meeting, but I was like, I'm so proud of you. But pretty much, I think what happened is because I was able to tell her how proud I was of her, of how she handled this scenario, and how it was relatable. I told her to just, keep pushing that mentality that she's doing. I think that's going to be beneficial for her with her career and even with her personal life. And that conversation was the first date. I just saw her a couple of days ago, and she had this big meeting, and the boss pretty much was like, "Hey, listen." Um, they told her good news, and they said, "We need you to stay in this route because we don't want this other person to pull you in." And she didn't. She didn't get pulled in either way because I told her on the first date that I was proud of her, and we shared that common ground. Every time we see each other, we just really click. And so I'm going to see her actually later today, and I'm excited to see her, and that's good. Like I'm excited, and I feel that same energy that she's excited to see me as well.
Oh, I love that. That's amazing because it's so important to be with someone who builds you up and like even just knowing each other makes both of you guys even better. That is perfect. I'm so excited for you. That
And
like
and
that
and
makes
look,
me
but here's the
excited.
funny part though. Lifestyle wise, we have nothing in common. Like
Opposites
nothing.
attract.
Nothing. Grew up
Opposites
way
attract.
different, into a lot of things that are just very different, but for some reason when we together, we click.
Yeah, I think it's great that you two are so different because you'll never be bored, like you're
Yeah.
always bringing different perspectives, different stories, but you can still click. Like that's the beauty of humanity is that you don't have to grow up in the same bubble,
Yep.
like that's why I love every time I see diverse friends groups or like I'm in an interracial relationship myself,
Word.
that we're always learning from each other and our cultures and like how we grew up. Like it's so rewarding and
Okay, I gotta
enriches
ask
you
you a
and like
question.
makes you
I
grow
gotta
even
ask
better as
you
a
a
person.
question. You ready? So my question to you is, dating interracially, how does your peers and your family look at you? Because I never really hear it from the girl perspective when they date interracially. I've always heard it from the guys, but how does your peers and your family look at you when you date outside the race? And what about his family as well, if they know that he's dating it?
Yeah, no, they know. We've been together for like however was today. It's been 4 years now. But yeah, no,
Oh,
it was
wow.
yeah,
Congrats.
2020. 2020
Congrats.
pandemic. Yeah, pandemic babies.
Oh,
Thank
that's
you.
hot.
No, it was actually a beautiful surprise because at least for me going to his family, they're all, Mexican, literally straight from Mexico. And straight up, my Spanish is pretty elementary. But because of that, like all I felt was pure love. Like there's no judgment. It was just welcome me into the fold. Like I felt very much part of the family from like the first time I met them, which was
Oh,
such,
okay.
I'm on guard, even just being a Black woman. I'm always on guard when there's anything different, where I'm coming into a situation where I'm the minority. It just is
Mm-hmm.
what it is. You're just, because you don't know how people are going to react. But
Mm-hmm.
from the first moment, I was like, welcomed in. They loved like throwing parties and dancing and like having little fiestas. And they'd be like, they were more excited to see me than him, obviously, because I'm the new one. And it
Yeah.
was just so fun,
Yeah.
and I felt like no pressure to be different than who I am, and I felt so embraced. And it was wonderful. And then from my family's perspective, I think that we've always been open and we always love, meeting different people from outside of our cultures. And I was happily surprised because I think my last serious boyfriend, he was Black. But this time they were so cool and chill and liked him for who he is. He is definitely I want to say an extroverted introvert. And so
Mm-hmm.
he is just open with himself immediately. Like he is just very comfortable meeting new people and chatting. And that's what I also was looking for in a guy, not someone who's that, again, like I said, that strong silent type, but someone
Mm-hmm.
who's in touch with his emotions and communication. And
Mm-hmm.
so he's just one of those guys where it's easy to gravitate towards him because he is who he is. And my folks were just like thrilled. And on my end, because we've even done, Thanksgivings together, they were like, Liz, you better treat this one right. You better, and I'm like,
Don't mess this
I'm
up.
I'm like, what? You're supposed to look out for me? What? I'm not the bad guy. But they fell in love with him, honestly. So it's
That's
been a
good.
really great, pleasant experience.
And I'm very happy
And
for you, Liz. That's
thank
amazing.
you. Thank you. And it might also have to do with us both being minorities too. I don't know if the experience would be different if I was in a serious relationship with a white person. I'll just be
Mm-hmm.
honest. Just because obviously Black and white people have so much history together,
Mm-hmm.
and it's still ongoing. I don't know how that experience would be, but for me now, my little boo,
Yeah.
it's been really great, and I appreciate. Even my friends are just like they want to hang out with both of us. There's
Yeah.
no like, oh, how's he doing, or how are you doing with him, are you like, it's actually so positive and welcoming. We're just really meshing with each other
That's
well,
what's up.
knocking on wood, but it's all
That's
going
right.
good.
That's right.
Yeah,
No, it's gonna continue. It's gonna continue. We're
yeah.
sending you that positive love and energy to both you guys.
Thank you so much, Trevor. I appreciate you. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm
Absolutely.
not questioning whatever the universe is giving to me at this point. I'm 31 and loving it, just accepting
Yeah.
whatever love comes into my life. So
I love
yeah.
that. I love that. I do.
Thanks for asking. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I honestly wish you the best in whatever ways love come into your life as well. A quick question for you. I've spoken to at least mostly girls at this point, kind of like what their love language is or attachment style. I'm wondering, do you know yours, and does that play into how you kind of approach relationships at all?
Yeah, I think I do know some of my love language. I think my first love language, I think words of affirmation. Is that one of them? Right?
That's mine. Yep. When you told that girl you're proud of her, like that,
Mm-hmm.
that resonated with me.
Okay,
Words of
yes.
affirmation, huge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's massive. That's probably that's how I share my emotions the most. Um, I've been told that Sometimes I come off a little cold because I don't want to spend as much time as they want to spend with me. Um, Even when I really like someone, I still need my space at times. And so I would say words of affirmation. I have been doing a little bit more gift giving in the
Nice.
past few years because I remember my ex used to say I sucked at that. Everybody used to say I sucked at that actually growing up. So I've been working at that. So I've been more flowers, more restaurants, more cards or special little gifts that I know might resonate with them. What are the other love languages? Do you remember them?
Um, there's acts of service, which I would think is a little bit different. So it's not just giving a present, but just like helping someone. Um,
Yeah,
there's
I'm
also
big.
quality time.
Oh yeah, so quality time. I'm not. I should get better at that. I'm working at getting better with quality time. It's not that again, I love quality time, but quality time for me could be one time a week and that's enough for me. While a
Mm,
lot of times maybe the girl that I might be dating one time a week is not enough.
yeah,
Or maybe two times a week I like, but then usually I want to spend more quality time when I have the butterflies and I have like true genuine, not just a connection, but I'm like I want to take this. I would love for this to go as far as it can. Essentially, potentially marriage, which I
nice.
don't even know if I'm 36 now, so I don't even know if. I mean, I guess I am still young enough to have children,
Oh,
but
guys can have kids until they're done, and then like
no,
you can
and I
have
do
kids
know that.
whenever.
I know that, but I don't want to just have kids and be like a baby daddy or a
You want an
co-parent.
actual
I
relationship
would like to
with
have a relationship
your
and
partner.
like
Yeah.
yeah, and raise our child together. And I'm not saying that's impossible, but at 36, I have no potential of anyone in my life right now. So it is what it is, but I would want more quality time if we're leading to the family oriented situation.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, yeah. Did I answer the question? I hope I did. Yeah.
You did. And then like the last love language is physical touch, which I feel like most people have that as a love language,
And I'm
especially if
I'm
you're
half and half.
quality time. Yeah.
I'm
So
kind of
would you
like
say
half and
like
half.
you're just very secure in just your own space, and so it really takes a lot for you to spend extra amount of time with someone, or put more gifts their way or whatever, because you're so full with you.
I'm not gonna lie. Because I'm very happy within myself, so I don't necessarily need anyone to make me happy.
I
Also
love that.
because I get to meet so many different, unique people daily and throughout my life, that contribution alone makes me adds to my happiness. Yeah, yeah, because I'm already happy. I essentially need you to be also happy as well. And the happier you are, typically that works good for me as well. But
That's perfect.
if you're not so happy, or if you're dealing with a lot of different things, I don't think we'll be compatible.
That's important to know too, because I think a lot of times some people who are looking for relationships are looking for meaning and fulfillment for themselves, and they don't really realize that they have to fill their own cup. You can't, because it's just no one else can make you feel secure or happy more than yourself. I mean, RuPaul likes to say you can't love anyone else if you don't love yourself.
Exactly.
And so I think that's really great that you realize that about yourself. And I also think that speaks to your attachment style, that you are secure in you and you're happy with you. And so you're able to bring your full self into a relationship versus just hoping and expecting someone else to like make you feel more of yourself or feel better or safe. So
I
that's
wouldn't
really
say I
good.
wouldn't say I bring my full self. I definitely would say that yes, I'm very happy within myself. I might not give whoever I'm dating my full self. I don't
It
think
takes
I
time.
ever give anybody just 100% of me. And I'm not willing to, honestly, because I give myself 100% of me, just like you should be giving
Yeah.
yourself 100% of you. and then we find that, that common ground. Um,
Yeah,
and that's kind of how I go about it. But maybe that's also why I'm still single. I enjoy still being single. Is I do miss the feeling of love. I really do. Because I just love love. Love is a beautiful thing.
it is.
And but I love like my friends. I tell my friends that I love them, and my friends tell me. So words of affirmation again. Like I built relationships with people where once we love each other, then we tell each other we love each other, and I bring that out of people, and I love that about myself that I can bring that vulnerability out of people that are not used to saying I love you to someone like a friend.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's really true, especially with male relationships. Like, I don't think words are the first thing that are emphasized there. It's like, I gotta big up you, or like, I have to like look strong, or we gotta do something. Like, the emotional part isn't as big as I feel with girl relationships. I tell my friends I love them all the time, but that's just kind of natural for us.
Hmm.
So that's really good that you're able to open people up like that, especially guys in your life, because I think it's
Yeah,
important, because having that all bottled up, that's not good, you
I don't
gotta
think
feel
so.
the emotion.
I
Yeah.
don't think so. you know. But at the
Mm.
end of the day, it is what it is. Again, the people that are in my life, I look at it as you're meant to be in my life, and when you're not in my life anymore, that was our journey, and it's okay.
Yeah, and there's lessons to be learned from it, but it's appreciating the journey and the experiences. That's amazing. Last question. Since this is about badass millennials, living their full unique lives, I was wondering what final dating advice, if any, or dating experiences, or just relationship perspective do you have for fellow millennials out there, whether they're in LA or they're still back in the Midwest or whatever?
Well, my advice would be to work on your mental health, to work on your self-esteem, and to build yourself up. Um, I think I think it's just so important that if you can find your happiness within yourself and build your self-esteem up, regardless if you have to weave through people that you're like, damn, I'm building myself up. Why am I not matching with someone that's compatible to the way I built myself up? It might not just be meant to be at the time, and you just got to keep working on yourself. And I think dating overall has changed drastically for everybody, regardless if you're in a big city or not. I think it's just a lot different than it was maybe 5 years ago or even 10 years ago. And to yeah, I would just say build yourself up. That's kind of my main thing. I think if you build yourself up and you come with a pure heart and some awareness that in time the universe will have us meet wherever you are,
Mm.
wherever you are. Build yourself up in a sense of your self-esteem. I think that's super important. I don't live my life thinking that I'm better than anybody. I believe that I'm handsome. I believe that I'm spiritually connected, and that's enough for me to move with confidence. And again, I don't think I'm better than anybody, and nor do I think I have really the right answers for anybody, but to build yourself up.
Amazing. Thank you for those beautiful words, honestly. And LA is lucky to have you in their dating pool, to be completely honest out there. Like, because you're
Word.
focused on the right things. So keep doing you, man.
Hope
That's
so.
amazing.
I would like to believe that. I would like to believe that. Yeah. That yeah, I am trying. When I feel like I'm doing too much, I try to take a step back. And that's why I'm not on the dating apps because I think I was doing too much.
Yeah.
And I want to move correct and with some type of purpose.
Want to
Yeah.
move correct. Yep.
Hmm.
And too, I've noticed when you're least looking for something, that's when it kind of comes to you.
That's what
So
they say. That's what they
that's
say.
that's what's been working for me. I'm just
Okay.
saying, when you aren't trying to make things happen too much, that's when it comes to you, when you least expect it. And honestly, I think that's when you're prepared to just take it. Just take whatever life's coming at you, and it's really fun.
Yeah.
once it comes, because you're not planned for it, you're not expecting it. It's just like, whoa, I'm gonna take this opportunity. Let's go.
And that's kind of where
Yeah.
I'm at right now too. I'll when it comes, I'll know, and that's what they say, So
Yeah.
then I'll know when it comes.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you so much, Trevor. This has been an amazing conversation.
Thank you, Liz. I really appreciate it. It's really good to see you and chop it up.
Oh, of course. Yeah. And where can the people find you? Because this has been awesome.
Yes, you can find me on Instagram, sensitive underscore scorp, like Scorpio, because I am a sensitive Scorpio,
Yeah. You've got that heart. You do.
and I really believe it. The bad rap that Scorpios get, by the way, as long as you work on your mental health, we're not, us as Scorpios is not as bad.
Mhm.
Scorpios are not as bad as what they say if you work on your mental health and you're
Mm.
grounded. So I am still a sensitive Scorpio, and I'm definitely a Scorpio, but I don't think I'm as bad as what they might say about Scorpios.
Okay. Defend your Scorpios. Okay. I see
Sensitive underscore
you.
Scorp.
There you
Instagram.
have it. Come correct to the Scorpios, okay? Because they respect you, what you're putting out there. That's what they want. That's
That's
all.
it. That's it. Thank you so much, Liz.
Thank you.